It's called dummies. The term dummies, the name dummies is consisting of two separate words, DA and MIS. DA is basically data acquisition of SCADA, and MIS is management of information services, basically report generation. Both of these things basically log the data of variables in the plant, and MIS does some number crunching and then generate report. But basically, both of these are data logging application. So Damis is a basically combination of these two as a single product, and it has a very simple configuration. This is what I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So let's start with a sample WinCC project. In this project, I'm going to add 30 tags. New tag underscore 1 to new tag underscore 10 will be archived at 1 second each. New tag 11 to new tag underscore 20 will be archived at 2 seconds each. New tag 21 to new tag 30 will be archived at 3 seconds each. I'll be using same tags for demonstrating MIS part of this particular product. So I'll be configuring a group name, or let's say report name GroupWise. It will be of type onRise. That means on 0 to 1 transition of trigger, the data will be logged. The trigger will be used. The name of the tag will be rise. There will be 5 columns. Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Column 1 will be new tag underscore 1 plus new tag underscore 11. The pattern is repeated up to column 5. The column 5 will be new tag underscore 5 plus new tag underscore 15. This column count, column name, and column expression is kept throughout the same, just for simplicity of demonstration. However, the group name and group type will keep on changing. Group fall will be of type fall. That means the 1 to 0 transition on a trigger will log the data in this particular group. The trigger will be fall, the tag will be fall. Group rise fall will archive the data on both the transition, that is 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. The trigger uses rise fall, the name of the tag is rise fall, and the column expression remains same. Group during true, this is typical batch application where you want to log the data whenever the batch is running. So during true is a simulation of batch running, and I'm archiving the data as a sample at every 2-second interval. Whenever the tag during true is 1, column expression remains same. During false is exactly opposite of during true, but for demonstration I'll be archiving the data at every 1 second. Then group interval is typical periodic sampling. This is typical in continuous process application, where you want to log the data of flow rate or temperature or pressure or level of the tanks. I'll be demonstrating the extreme performance of this particular product, that is 500 millisecond sampling time. So this is the highest resolution that you can log. Group TOD, the typical application is time of day, where you want to log the data of consumption of a particular day, or production of a particular day. For demonstration, I'll be logging the data at 10 o'clock in the night. The column expression remains same. Let's start with the configuration. For demonstration, I'll be creating a fresh project. The corresponding configuration is already present here in the new Excel sheet. I'll be using WinCC configuration tool for creating new project. So let's begin. I'll keep the name of the project sample approach. Okay, so project is being created. Let's add connections. I'll be using all internal tags for demonstration to demonstrate without actual PLC, but actual PLC will also work if internal tag is working. I'll add process value archive, all 30 tags. First 10 tags will be 1 second, next 10 tag will be 2 seconds, next 10 tag will be 3 seconds. So we are done with the configuration of tags. I'll close this Excel sheet. Okay, now I'll open WinCC Explorer. I'll add this testing PDL to our project. Okay, this particular PDL is going to help us simulate triggers. So the color of this particular button will turn green if the value of the tag rise is 1. So yes means green, no means 0 on change of tag rise, and when you click it, the corresponding bit will toggle. Let's make this a start picture. For simulating the tags, I'll add small global script. This will put random values in all 30 tags. At interval of 500 milliseconds. We also have to add global script runtime, and uh, there is no tag logging runtime running as such because damage doesn't use default tag logging or tag logging. Okay, so we are ready with the project now. I'll just show you the tags. Damage, this is a group where all tags have been stored. All are floating point. Triggers are binary: rise, fall, during true and during false. And in tag logging, there are 30 tags, archive tags. In archive configuration in tag logging flow, I am going to make total time period of all segment equal to 3 hours, and one segment will be of 1 hour. I'll configure backup. as folder on desktop, save. Okay, now this is the complete WinCC configuration needed for simulating dummies product. Let's configure. This is the exe which you need to execute once after the configuration of the project. Okay, so this project is ready for dummies configuration. Now there is a second exe which is dummies configurator. Okay, so now we are going to add first group price. It's of type rise. The expression you can either copy paste, or you can, there is a tag selection dialog here, you can click that. Okay, so rise, this is a trigger. You can put an expression also, complex expression, which can either lead to logical 0 or logical 1, or you can use direct tags. I'm adding column now. Column 1, it's a floating point addition, so there will be floating point. I can paste expression, or I can go to tag selection dialog, go to my group, search for new tag 1, add plus sign, again tag selection dialog, new tag 11, and say OK, or you can copy paste. Now after demonstrating the basic way, I'm going to just copy paste everything. You can add up to 500 columns, worst case scenario, but typical I've seen reports up to maybe 30-40 columns, worst case 100 columns. So group price is configured. You can see in tooltip, group price is rise event, of type rise event, and expression is rise. Column 1 is floating point, expression is tag new tag underscore 1 plus new tag underscore 11. And similarly you can see expression and its detail of configuration in the tooltip. Let's go to group fall. It's of type fall event. You can either select expression by tag selection dialog, or you can simply paste from ready-made Excel sheet. Done. Group fall is also configured. Let's go to group price fall, which will archive the data on both the transition 1 to 0 and 0 to 1, rise and fall event. Again I will copy paste, add columns now. Okay, group rise fall is also configured. Let's add group during true, which is basically going to log the data whenever this particular tag is going to remain 1. And also you have to specify the time period for archiving the data. Here it is 2 into 1 second, that is 2 seconds. Now adding column. Done. Group during true is also configured. Let's go to during false. I'm going to archive this for 1 second. So 1 into 1 second. Let's add column. In practical scenario, the column expression and column names will not be the same, but only for demonstration I have kept it same in all groups. Done. Group during false is also configured. Let's add group interval. It will be of interval event. So 1 into 500 millisecond, 1 into 500 millisecond. Let's add columns to that. Okay. Group interval is also configured. The last group, typical for production summary or consumption summary. So time of day, it should be 10 o'clock in the night. Let's add columns. You can do the conversion directly. You can select unsigned 32-bit or other bits. The conversion will be done automatically. Okay, done. So everything is configured in it's that simple. all the groups of each type is configured within minutes without doing any of the scripting. Now it is time to verify whether it is working as per our expectation. So I'm going to put this in runtime. Okay, so we can simulate triggers right now and check whether it is running properly or not. So I'll go to MIS tester, the third executable file that will be part of damage package. It's basically this particular executable file uses a library that will be supplied as a part of product. Uh, the For example, you want to get the data of particular report or table, then there are certain things that need to be specified. For example, I'm using some other computer to access this particular server of MIS or dummies. So I have to specify a server name. I have to specify which project I'm accessing. You have to specify credentials. So I'll just check. Yes, this exe will be used for checking whether I am able to access the report and whether the report are getting generated properly for testing, so that you can verify the configuration is correct or not or as per the expectation. Then as soon as I connect, I get connected status, and I get list of groups that are configured. Now I haven't triggered any tag trigger based groups. For example, during true and during false will be triggered, or the data will be logged in this report whenever I simulate those transitions. But interval will keep on archiving the data without any trigger. So let's check. It's 9:53 as of now, and we can check it for 9:51, or let's say 9:53:00 to 9:53:30 get data. So we'll go back to our MIS XLS. We have configured a group interval for archiving data at every 500 millisecond worst case sampling, and there are 5 columns, and these are the expressions. So I'm getting data into columns: column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5, and the timestamp is placed E1B at 500 millisecond, and I have specified the duration 9:53:000. So first sample is at 9:53:000 up to 9:53:30. So there are 30 seconds, so there will be 60 records. So I'm getting 60 records for this particular duration. Now this is interval, group interval type. Let's go to now I'll change the period. 9 to 10, and let's go one by one. Let's check first group rise. So group rise is here. I'll just check whether there is data or not. There is no data, but now I'm going to trigger rise. That means I will give 0 to 1 transition at around 9:55:45. There'll be 1 or 2 seconds error because of WinCC scripting. So I have done transition on rise stack of 0 to 1 at around 9:55:45 p.m. Let's check whether I have got any data in that. Yes, it's 9:55:46 500. So we will get resolution of 500 up to 500 milliseconds. Let's trigger it again. 1 to 0 transition will not lead to any logging of data. Now let's do it at 9:57 or 9:56:45. So again let's check whether we have got any. Yes, we have again got a new record for group price. So according to our functionality, we have got database and reports are working fine. Let's go to group call. There is no data because it's already 1 and there is no 1 to 0 transition after starting the runtime. So at 9:57:45 I'll give a trigger on call, or let's make it 40, 9:57:40. So it has turned 0. I've got 9:57:41. This is due to internal update delay, but we have got the data. Let's make it again 1 at 9:58:15. I'm going to again trigger it, or at 10. So I have again made 1 to 0 transition at 9:58:10. So I have got the data and the values are okay. I think column 1 was configured for true. Fine. Let's check it. I think I have configured it for binary type group call. Yes, it's fit. So you can so this is how you can check the data whether it is configured correctly or not, but it is working fine. Okay, let's go to so again group call is working fine. Let's go to group rise fall. It's around 10, so I'll make this 10:15:00. Now group rise fall, there is no data. I'll make the transition at 9:59:30. So I got the data at 9:59:31, and there should be some record to know whether it is 0 to 1 transition or 1 to 0. So there is one column, its column value, it's true. That means this particular row was added when there was 0 to 1 transition, that is positive transition. So this particular row was added during positive transition of the trigger. I'll again go from 1 to 0 at 10:00:10. Let's check. Yes, 10:00:10 I have got new row, and there is also record that it is at negative transition. So GroupWise call is working fine. Group during true. It should archive at every 2 seconds whenever during true is 1. During true, here it is. So there is no data as such as of now. I'll start it at 10:01 and I will stop it at 10:01 minute 30 seconds. Okay. So during the time period 10 o'clock 1 minute 00 second to 10 o'clock 1 minute 30 second, the tag during true was 1. I'll just check it. Yes. So from 10 o'clock 1 minute 1 second at an interval of 2 seconds, I have received the data up to 10 o'clock 30 seconds. I'll again simulate it for, let's say, 10 o'clock 2 seconds, 10 o'clock 2 minutes 15 seconds, to 10 o'clock 2 minutes 30 seconds. So up to 30, I have been keeping it on. So from 10 o'clock 1 minute, this is data of first batch. Up to here it's the first batch, and there is a gap of time, and at 10 o'clock 2 minutes 16 seconds I got first sample up to 28, up to 10 o'clock 2 minutes 28 seconds. So this is second batch. I'll just select it and I have received the data. So this is during true. So during true is also working fine. Let's go to during false. It is going to archive data for every second whenever during false this particular tag is 0. During false there is no data. Again we'll simulate that from 10 o'clock 3 minutes 50 seconds. Okay, I missed it. Let's start it at 10 o'clock 4 minutes. So 10 o'clock 4 minutes to, let's say, 10 o'clock 4 minutes 20 seconds. So 10 o'clock, this is first sample up to 10 o'clock 4 minutes 20 seconds. So this is due to delay. We have got the new sample. So this is exactly working as per the requirement and opposite of functionality of during true. Now the last one, I have just configured interval. We have tested in the start itself, but again for the sequence I'll check the data. Let's check the data from 10:04 to 10:05. Okay, so first sample 10.040 500 to last sample 10.05.000. So interval is working fine. The last one, that is time of day. So I am supposed to get sample at 10 o'clock. During this video itself, we have crossed it at 10. Let's check whether we have got any data in time of day. For that, I will check the data from 9 o'clock to, let's say, 10:30. I got the sample at 10 o'clock and I have received the value. Also, we will be receiving the quality code just to make sure the quality is not bad. If the quality code is 192, that means it is healthy. So this is complete demonstration of the project. It took very less time to configure this, and again there has been no scripting or any manner spent on configuring the report into .NET or etc. And it's very economical since it combines both the configuration. In the background, there is one more advantage of using dummies over other MIS configuration. The advantage is that every uh, the database will be segmented. We started the runtime at around 9 o'clock 51 minutes. It's 2012, that is year, 03 that is month, 14 is the day, 21 is 9 o'clock in 24-hour time format, 51 is minutes. So we have started, the new database has been created, and since in WinCC runtime we have configured uh, the segment, I'll be again coming back to this particular aspect after 3-4 hours when we have sufficient data to demonstrate what how a segmented data is going to help customer and even engineer to reduce the efforts in configuration. We have configured 3 hours of total segment and 1 hour for one segment. So after some time, uh, after let's say 1 hour is complete after starting the runtime, I'll again continue this video. I hope that you liked it, and you can make most out of using it as an alternative for tag logging and MIS configuration. Okay, so this is it. We will continue again after 4-5 hours when I have sufficient data for many segments. Then I will demonstrate what happens in the background. Thanks a lot. So let's continue. It's 1:16 a.m. It has been more than 3 hours, so we have already exceeded time period of all segment after starting the runtime of WinCC. Uh, Before proceeding to show you what happens in the background, how segmented data is created, let's go through DA application of this particular product. As soon as you configure the WinCC project for Damis, this particular standard PDL is added to your project. I have opened it here. It has two parts. One is a control for online train control and archive train control. Whatever name you will be giving it, let's say it's ABC, so the other pair should be named as ABC underscore. You can double click this for configuration. Or you can open by clicking configuration dialog. Here are configured 3 trains. Intentionally I have taken 3 different time periods if you notice, I'll open the configuration that we had planned. We had configured train new tag underscore 1 to new tag underscore 10 for archiving at period of 1 second, new tag underscore 11 to new tag underscore 20 at period of 2 seconds, new tag 21 to new tag 30 at period of 3 seconds. Here, this is 1 second, this is 2 second, this is 3 second. So for demonstration, I have selected thread 1 to be new tag underscore 1, train 2 to be new tag underscore 11, train 3 to be new tag underscore 21, and all of these should be the data source should be archive tags, and there should not be any process value archive name here. It should be pure tag name. Then I'm selecting OK, saving it, putting it into runtime. It's pretty similar to typical online train control. You can see the legend. For example, black is train 1 and its attachment is new tag underscore 1. Red is new tag underscore 11, its name is train 2. Green is train 3 and its attachment is new tag underscore 21. And you can pause the way you do it in normal train control. You can access the previous data, you can navigate, and you can start it again. There are many buttons that you can enable and disable using same online train control object. Right now, for simplicity of demonstration, I have almost disabled every button except the navigation buttons, but you can enable them and play with them. So this completes DA demonstration. Before stopping last time, I mentioned segmented database, which is typically not part of any MIS configuration, but in dummies this has been provided. What happens is, let's open tag logging configuration. Typically for MIS logging, we configure only one database which keeps on archiving data for few months. Then it becomes full or it starts performance degradation, and then it's necessary for engineer to give a technical support or visit in person on site to remove the database and configure new database. But in case of dummies, you need not do that. Whatever configuration is done for WinCC, in here we had done configuration of last time period of all segment 3 hours, the time period of one segment to be 1 hour. So if you see in data in SQL Server Management Studio, you will see segments of 1 hour length each. We started at 9:51, so the old segment has been already swapped. So this segment is from 10:51 to 11:50. New segment is 11:51 to 12:50 of 15th, and now the current segment is not completed and it has started at 12:51, and at 1:51 this segment will be completed. It will be renamed and new segment will be created which will start at 1:51. So this is how segmenting is done in Damis, which is of great benefit considering the performance and maintenance, because performance wise, the accessing the segment which is having the time period of the required data is enough in this case. You don't have to, the SQL server doesn't have to seek for data in one single database. That enhances the performance. Also, uh, the swapped out data is stored in backup configuration. So at the start of the project, we had configured a folder on desktop which was named as backup, and if we see the content of it, the older segment, we started at 9:51, so this segment is older than 3 hours, so it is stored after disconnecting into backup. So this is done automatically, so no engineer is required at the later stages when the data becomes so full that the local hard drive cannot accommodate it, and it is hampering the performance of due to space constraint and due to large size of the data. So this is segmentation. This is also done automatically, and we need not worry about it. I think this covers everything. This is complete damage demonstration of configuration and actual runtime. I hope you will like this product, and let me know at following email address. So you can send the queries if you have any regarding the configuration or actual usage at damisbyoma@gmail.com. You can also send the inquiries. Please let me know if you want any additional feature, and if you like to purchase this product. Thank you for watching this video.